Thanksgiving Eve. Welcome, everyone. It's your time to share with us on Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies, a Thanksgiving Eve. What a pleasure to be with you. I am Joy Ruffin, and the work that I do is as a leadership and style consultant and a personal development strategist and a lot more. But this evening, I'm always excited. I'm excited for our featured guest. And before I get going, I want to share with you a little bit about the work that I do, which is working as a leadership and style consultant, a signature style specialist. And there's so much more involved with that. But one of my joys, happens to be my name, but it really is one of my joys, is bringing to you a featured guest speaker that is, whether they are or not, aligned with the work that we're doing here, which is all about the divine, masculine and feminine, because they go together. And my featured guest speaker today is going to share a lot with you. So I could go on and on, but let me share with you a little bit about her. It's Dr. Monica Hinton, but I just call her Dr. Monica, and you have every right to do the same. She would agree. She originally hails from Texas, that great big state. But she brings a wealth, she brings a wealth of knowledge and empathy and passion to her work. Now, when I wrote about her, I'm going to have her share a little bit about it. But here's what she said, and then I rephrased it because this is what I felt in her. Her passion lies in exploring innovative ways to heal, to thrive, and help others to do the same. And when you hear a little bit more about her background, you're going to understand exactly why. So, my friends, I want you just on this beautiful Thanksgiving Eve, wherever you are in this US of A, sit back and relax and help me welcome our featured guest speaker, Dr. Monica H. Hinton. Come on up, as they say on the telly. Dr. Monica, how are you?
Hi, Joy. I'm so excited to be here.
No more than I am, Dr. Monica. No more than I am.
Your goal is fashion and style, and I'm speechless. I'm speechless to be able to be here. Because let me tell you, when I was 12, I don't know why the thought came to my brain to be an image consultant, and then I actually meet one.
Well, you know what? You can be speechless, Dr. Monica. I don't sugarcoat, brown nose, and candy coat anything. You are ravishing. You are dazzling. You are just filling up the screen with your love, your warmth, and your passion. Now, tell us a little bit about how, and thank you for the compliment. I've received it and embraced it. How did you come to do this wonderful work that you're doing? Give us a little brief synopsis about that.
So, like you said in the intro, I am from Houston, Texas, and my father was the one to tell me, I think you should be a psychologist because all of your friends call you with all of their problems. And that started me on my journey. Then fast forward ahead, living here in San Diego, I meet Elizabeth at a program that we both were working at. And it's an addiction program. At first, we didn't think much of each other. And then as we got to know each other, we realized even though we came from different worlds, different walks of life, our heart and our goal and our dreams to help people heal and help people find their own dreams, we had in common. And we thought, let's work together and build something new and different outside of the traditional therapy environment and create something where people can reach where they wanted to go much, much faster. Because oftentimes therapy takes a long time, but coaching doesn't take as long. And to help people really build on what they're already doing right. We don't want to tear them down. We want to look at where they are and let's just build on where you want to go. What's working, what's not working, what's helping, what's not helping, and continue to build. Sort of like having your foundation and you figure out what you don't like about your foundation and move it around and continue to build on that. And so that's how we look at it. And we help people go back into their childhood and find those things that they used to enjoy and bring them to the forefront. I don't know if you can see my office, but I'm a huge, huge geek. I'm a huge superhero geek. And even now I'm finding ways to bring superheroes into helping people with developing their self-confidence and self-esteem and self-efficacy, and I love it. So that's a little
Dr.
about me.
Dr. Monica, you gave us so much clarity there, and your description of how you came to do your work was beyond graphic. The clarity was beyond words. You're starting off because your father said to you, people are always coming to you, and you start off as a psychologist. What I didn't share with you, and I shared it before, I think, on this network, is that my sister was a psychologist and went further and received 2 PhDs. I went in the opposite direction, but she was the one who made me aware, because back in my day, they didn't have all of these labels and titles, which mean nothing really anyway, about my having ADHD and being dyslexic and so on and so forth. And I just love the word. And plus, you said something about how you met your friend and my friend as well.
Yes.
And you didn't kind of connect with each other originally. Now that happens sometimes. That's why we have to stay open and be open to receiving the heart and the soul connected of the individual. And don't go, even though my work is with the exterior, it emanates from within. So I love the way you describe that. And now that you're doing this great work together, tell us a little bit about the title that I gave, because you gave me so much juice here. Body image and fun facts, and conforming no longer. How did you get into this work? You alluded to it briefly, of body image, because that's important. How does that play into the work that you're doing today?
Well, body image actually was my dissertation topic. Initially, what I was trying to figure out is why some women who are fuller figured, plus size, whichever language we want to describe it, seem to accept themselves and be okay and function, whereas you have another group of people who are extremely depressed, miserable, they hate themselves, hate their appearance, go on and on and on. Initially, I thought it was cultural, but I was wrong. Yes, turns out it was the environment in which they grew up in. It was that early attachment with their parental figure, whoever that may have been, to make them and help them see that they were special, even as a little child. And that's what is important to me, to be able to take that little child and teach them that no matter how you look, you are special.
Oh, Dr.
No
Monica.
matter what color you are special. No matter your whatever, you are special. And that was taught to me. So as I grew up, and I've always struggled with weight, that's always been, unfortunately an issue. But I was at a point where I would go to these weight loss programs and they would say, oh, well, we want you to feel happier after you lose the weight. And I was like, nah, I just want to get healthy. I don't want to, I'm okay with, I love myself. I'm very fashionable. I love how I look. I love it all. I just want to be a little healthier. And that's why I want to lose weight. Some people could not understand that concept.
Dr. Monica, you nailed it. You nailed it, because my work, along with yours in a different way, but aligned, your style, your image, and how you feel special and love who you are. I'm using language that I don't use, ain't got nothing to do with your height, your size, your color, your weight, and whatever. And if you didn't get that specialness, which you received, I didn't, but I grew into it because I knew it was always there waiting for me. That's the assignment that we all have. And that's part of my work as well. Thank you for that absolutely beyond beautiful graphic description of what true body image and loving and getting your confidence and knowing who you are and having that special feeling is all about. So how does self-love and self-esteem fit into that? I know where you're going, but I want to hear it from you.
Well, it's all in the same package, right? So it's all, and Elizabeth and I both say without well-being, you don't have wellness. And being able to just be who you are. If your hair is crazy, let your hair be crazy. Because people focus so much on certain things. If you have a little extra weight, just let yourself be. If you want to look this way or have this tattoo or do it this way, just be whatever the be might be. Just be it, and stop allowing our society dictate and determine how you should look and present yourself. and that's where that comes from. And some of it comes from as a child, even though I was given the love, I was also given messages that you can't do this because you're Black. Nobody's going to hire you. You can't do this because you're a woman. Nobody's going to hire you. You can't, here's your box in which you have to fit into. And if you don't fit in that box, you're going to have problems. I did face that. That was an experience. However, even with that experience, I have learned over years, because I've been doing mental health for 30 decades now.
No.
30 decades. I've been doing this gig. So, and it's been nonstop. And I'll probably continue to do mental health till I die. I don't even see myself retiring, because I
Good for you.
really enjoy seeing people
Yes.
improve.
And retirement, Dr. Monica, it doesn't work. It works for so few people.
No.
We are not sent here, whatever your beliefs and higher source might be, to retire. We're here to continue. But I want to speak to something that you spoke to in a different way. You mentioned that word special, which all of us are here to feel. But my belief, and speak to this a wee bit, because I know this is your wheelhouse as well. Much of our programming, conditioning, and how we've been sexualized and objectified and marginalized as women, that's why I'm all about the divine femininity, that has warped our sense of that specialness and knowing who we are. So how would you speak to that today? Because I know we're going to end up talking a little bit about young women today, which is my plight as well. But how would you speak to that? Because program conditioning and the sexualizing of women it's the highest it's ever been. So how would you address that today?
So I would tell women, first of all, Elizabeth and I, our main program is Have You Met You? And it's taking all these different dimensional parts of who we are and helping a person formulate the person that they want to be. Because like you said, our society and it has told us how we should be, but how do you really want to be? So that's what Have You Met You does. It helps you pull all the little dimensional pieces of yourself and pull it together. It took me a long time to admit that I was a superhero geek. Now I knew it. I read comic books. I lived it, but I wouldn't speak it because it wasn't appropriate for me to be that way. And then finally I made the decision, hey, that's part of who I am. And I'm not going to hide it anymore. So I have my office decorated in superheroes. I create superhero presentations. A friend of mine gave me a superhero cooker yesterday because she knew it was something I would enjoy. So, and I'm so excited to have it. I'm geeking out. But anyway, but what I would say mainly is just dig inside of you and find that who you always wanted to be and cherish that, and then just work towards it and move towards it, because the world is always going to tell you how you should be. I'm a Southerner. I am Christian. I grew up in a Catholic school in a very middle class family. So all of those stereotypes tell you how I should be. Then when people meet me and see how I really am, they think, oh, that's not what I thought you would be. Because they are seeing me through the eyes of the stereotype, right? And it's really important for us to just be.
I love that. I love that. And Dr. Monica, I love the title that you and Elizabeth came up with. Have you met you? Because when you talk about who do you want to be, most people want to, when they really take pride and care and they're falling in love with themselves, they want the best of themselves always to show up. And that entails balance. And most of us, and the business that I'm in and that came from fashion, much of it today, and I love it still, the entertainment business, the fashion industry, the communications, but it's warped because it's led many of, especially women, onto the wrong path. That said, have you met you the you that you mentioned before wants to come out. How do you get people, along with self-love and self-esteem and getting to know who they are, how do you get us, all of us, because we're all in this collective together, to really, and I heard you say earlier, it's a process. How do you get us to really begin the unwrapping to get to that core of us? I just met with someone the other day. They use the word, everybody has different verbiage, reset. It's time to reset the mind, the body, and the spirit. How do you deal with that?
Well, the first thing we want you to do is to look at all the messages and teachings and the things that have already been said to you and challenge those. Because we've all, like earlier I said, I was told you're Black, you can't do that. You're a woman, you can't do that. So explore all those messages and determine if they are real and factual.
Ah, I love that.
You know,
I do.
There's certain things that I'm just going to use playing the drums. So I wanted to play the drums, right? My father said, "Oh, that's for girls. You're not going to play. You're not doing that." That desire is still in me. I still want to play the drums. I still do. I routinely look at drum sets and try and figure out how I can get a drum set and put it in my apartment so I can learn how to play the drum.
Dr. Monica, what a beautiful analogy. And you use that word that I happen to love at this stage of my life is challenge it. Because so much of what we're given and what we intake at the programming conditioning, it's time to challenge it. And you also mentioned something else. I'm going to take a quick little reset, but I'm coming back to this. Many of us hide what our true innate love and feelings are for different things because it's not in society really accepted. And that girl, boy, that male, female thing, whoa, it's a biggie. So hold tight. I'm going to take a quick little reset, but I'm coming back to you because I'm getting excited. You know, I get excited all the time. And I'll be back with you in just a second. And I want to come back and talk about young women. But before we do that, friends, leading ladies, leaving legacies, it needs you. You are invited to be a part of this fabulous community. And it's fabulous because of you. Dr. Monica and so many other beautiful souls are a part of it because we need you, your vision, your mission, and your purpose. Because nothing that we're given is to keep. It's to put out into the stratosphere and to share. And that's what we're hoping you'll come and do with us and be a featured guest here on Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies. And the other thing I want to mention to you is I have a quiz. Dr. Monica gave me that beautiful compliment, and I'm grateful for it. But my work as a signature style specialist goes beyond just image. It's showcasing for you going back to the basics and the beginnings. And one of the things that most women love is color. And once you begin to assemble the colors and build your wardrobe around what's going to work best for you, you begin the initial back to the basics, to the beginning, to the platinum of who you are. And there are different programs here, but take a look and get the quiz. That's your beginning. And then I want to put up Dr. Monica's, along with her friends, poster. This is Coach Elizabeth and Coach Monica. I met these women through another fabulous group that we were networking in, and we stayed in touch. I absolutely adore them. It shows. I'm happy that it does because it's genuine, real, and true. We belong to a networking group. It's beyond a networking group. It's called The Great Discovery. And you will be welcome and embraced there because it's an extended family. We're going to talk a little bit about it later. But please take a screenshot and a snapshot of that graphic so that, and we'll put it up again towards the end, but take a screenshot and a snapshot because both of these beautiful souls are offering you a 20-minute consultation in conjunction with a lot of other options that are available to you. That said, before we go on, Dr. Monica, to what I want to end with young women still feeling as though they have to conform to fit in. I really want to speak to that because as a young lady, as a juvenile delinquent, which I almost became, that hit my soul. It marinated with me. But I want to speak a little bit about the Great Discovery because you and Coach Elizabeth and me and so many others, we're part of this huge extended family. What brought you in and what keeps you excited and thrilled and absolutely beyond delighted to be a member and a part of this group, which I am as well? I love this group.
Well, initially, it was a way for us to put our educations and trainings on a website because we had been looking for a website, someplace that could house our educations, our trainings, and where people can access them 24 hours a day and then we could get some residual income because everybody needs to make some money, right? So,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
so that was the
Absolutely.
whole point of it. The secondary piece was that they had a translation component where not only people who were English speakers can access these trainings around the world,
Mm-hmm.
internationally.
Mm-hmm.
And I can say, as an African American woman, I am interested in the African diaspora. And I thought, well, wow, that means my trainings could actually reach Africa,
Mm-hmm.
Jamaica, Indonesia,
Yes.
Japan, anywhere where Black folks are, because we're everywhere. So I thought, well, wow. And also, Elizabeth and I really, really focus on the coming together of nations and peoples, and not just having folks segmented and separated according to whatever category they find themselves in. And we thought, well, wow, everybody can now learn how to manage anxiety. Everybody can learn now how to manage with depression. Everybody can learn now how to deal with their self-esteem and uplift themselves and meet themselves.
Yes. Yes.
Maybe
Yes. Yes.
they
Yes.
have not met themselves. So we
Yes.
thought, well, now everybody can have that opportunity. So that was number two. Then number three, we have really been connected with some world class
Yes.
speakers and
Mm.
coaches and just beautiful people, just
Yes.
people uh, around this United States. And when we all come together and get to talk to each other, it's really just heartwarming, and it's what we've been looking for. So I'm
Well,
gonna
Dr. Monica, you lovely, absolutely lovely, because you expressed it in a way much more vocal. Because one of my main reasons for coming to it wasn't so much the monetary. That's coming. I haven't really dwelled into it the way that I will soon, but it was global because I think
Mhm.
global. Because what we're doing, you're doing, and I'm doing in a different way. It's a movement that's global. It needs to be for all women all around the world.
All
So that's
around the
one of the
world.
reasons it appealed to me. The monetary will come. I have no reservations about that. And just like you expressed, it's an extended family, and you meet so many brilliant, loving,
Mhm.
compassionate people from all over the world and here in the States. That's very appealing. Listen, the time flies here, and I really want to wrap with I'm glad that you're a part of this team and we're connected and united in this. I don't call it really a networking group, it's a community, a
Yes.
loving community. But
Yes.
let's talk about young women because what you said here resonated with me because as I said, and people have heard me say this many times, I almost became a juvenile delinquent. But because
Mhm.
of people like you back in my day and my time and so many others, I was led onto a different path. So let's talk about young women still feeling as though they have to conform to fit in. And what does that mean today, Dr. Monica?
There's so much social media out there today, and how your hair should look, how your lips should look, how your hips should look, how your height should look, how
Your body.
your body should look. And these messages are bombarding our young
Yes,
people, our young women.
absolutely.
And if they don't fit in and fit into this perfect mold, then they feel depressed, they feel down on themselves. And in order to change that, really is to have, for parents, aunties, because I'm an auntie,
I love that.
parents,
I love that.
aunties, teachers, whoever is in their life, make them feel or help them feel that specialness that I felt
Yes.
when I was little, because that's what you need. That's what's needed to help these young women feel I'm special no matter what. No matter how I look, I am special. There's
Mhm.
only one of me. There is no other Dr. Monica. There is no other Monica Hinton in this world. It's just me. And to be able to feel that.
Mm.
Once you feel that, then going back to what Elizabeth and I teach,
Yes.
easier to be. And then
Yeah.
if it's easier to be, your well-being comes easily, your wellness comes even easier.
Dr. Monica, I love that, but let me share this with you and let me ask you about this rather.
Mm-hmm.
This conforming, and you mentioned earlier a word that I like, understand, and appreciate, boxes, but I don't want to be in a box. I've
Mm-mm.
always been out of the box, but I couldn't acknowledge that until my time came. But there's that thing about the sameness. How do
Mm-hmm.
you get these young, beautiful souls? Predominantly, I'm working with women, but it applies to men as well, who want to be, because they don't know any better, they don't have that sense of specialness, to be and get out of that box of sameness where everybody's the same. You want them to discover their specialness. But what and how are you, Elizabeth and myself, what are you doing to support them in discovering and
Mm-hmm.
developing
Mm-hmm.
and
I would,
designing for themselves what that is?
I would say take chances.
Woo!
Take
Challenges.
chances. Take,
Yes.
dye your hair purple one day and see how you feel about it.
I love that. Yes.
But my hair's been purple. Dye your hair purple. See how you feel about it. Wear a different outfit. See how you feel about it. And it's a double-edged sword because on one
It
hand,
is.
I
It
have this
is.
I have this shirt that I wear and I love it. I love it. And it has all of these superhero bams, pals, bangs that you would normally see in comic books, right? I love this shirt. I wear it at any chance I get. And initially I thought, oh my gosh, people are going to judge me about this shirt. And then I thought about it, but this shirt is me and I'm going to be me. And there's that. And
Well,
if you like it, you like it. And if you don't, you don't. You don't have to be my friend. And the other piece about it is what you say about me is none of my business. What I
ooh.
say about me is my business.
You
So
know, Dr. Monica, that was absolutely spellbinding what you just shared, because there's so much verbiage, rhetoric, and jargon out here about all of this different stuff about be you and find the best you and all this other stuff. But the way it is a double edge.
mhm,
But that feeling good from inside and being able to conform to what's inside of you just waiting to be awakened, that's the beauty of it. But it's a time process and it
mhm,
takes time. You
it
mentioned
takes
earlier about your coming not so much out of the box but hiding because
mhm,
you are this geek. When I
mhm.
read that on your profile, that made me chuckle in love, because that's what we all have to do, right? I've had many different loves that I kind of held back from, but now I have no shame and no blame, because I know it's the other person's, what you ended with. It's their issue, not
It's their
mine.
issue, not mine. And I always tell people, own your own stuff.
Yes.
I use another word, but we won't
Yes,
say
yes, I do know.
but and it starts with an S. And I'll say, you know what? Whatever your stuff is, you own it. It's
Yeah,
yours. So you
yeah,
do with it whatever you want to do with it. If you want to keep it, keep it. If you like it, keep it. If you don't
yeah,
like
yeah,
it, throw
yeah,
it
yeah,
away.
yeah,
Own
yeah,
your own stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Whatever
And
it
what I want to end with, tying in with what you just said, Dr. Monica, is that own your own stuff. But if you really take pride and love and respect in yourself, find your balance, whatever
is.
that is for you. It
Mm,
won't be the same for each other
mm-mm.
and others, but it will be you.
It
That
will be
said,
you.
listen, the time flies here. I want my engineer to put up your graphic and share with us a little bit more about the great discovery and what you and Elizabeth are offering. And then we're going to end. But let her put up the graphic, and then you can speak to this a wee bit. We have a few minutes.
So, with the Great Discovery, it's an opportunity, like I said earlier, for you to put up your courses and your educations.
Mm,
Right now, we are working on developing our educations to put them up. So, in the next couple of days, we'll have a lot of information up there. Our
hmm
our beginning niche was addiction. We both come from the world most immediately of addiction and recovery.
hmm
When we first started with this organization, The Great Discovery, they didn't even have that as a category. And
uh-huh.
we said, that's a thing. That's more than just mental health. So we need a category of addiction and recovery. And they created it for us.
And you
So,
know what? I love that, Dr. Monica, because addiction, most people are limited in their awareness, as I was. It's more than drugs and alcohol.
yes, it
There's many
is.
other types of addictions.
Lots of
Yes.
other types of addictions.
Yes.
There people have so many different compulsions and addictions, even shopping.
Yes. I know. I
So
know.
many, so many.
I received what you said because I came to my own understanding of addiction late in life because it runs rampant in my family. But let me share this with you. My pleasure, my honor. Thank you, thank you, thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
We must do this again. I
Yes.
absolutely, you filled me up, and I can only say thank you.
I'm so happy. And I'm so happy to be here one more time. And happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. My engineer is going to put you in the green room, and I'll be with you in a second. Friends, it's a happy, happy, happy Thanksgiving Eve. Whoever and wherever you're sharing it with, be mindful of love, which is the number one. It's family, relationships, community. And whether it's one or many, remember and be grateful for just your specialness, and then share that with others. And as I end all the time, from my heart to your heart, much, much love. And we'll see you again. And it'll be in the new year because we're taking a little bit of a hiatus, but we're getting ready to be prepared to meet you in 2025. Until then, happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the turkey, whatever it is that you dine on. And I send you always from my heart to yours. Again, much, much love. Cheers and all the best.